Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Humankind, where the schedule got disrupted a little bit. You ever lose a whole day to the combination of ADHD and depression? Well, sometimes I do, but it's fine. We're back now, and there's going to be 2 episodes today because we're getting 2 episodes out this weekend. That is happening. I am committed to you, the viewer. So, at the beginning of the last episode, I was a little worried about Black overtaking us, because we were falling behind a bit on fame. But it turns out our growth engine was like just starting to come online. Our population has absolutely exploded. We have a huge advantage now in fame, and we're headed toward a bunch of stars in the near future, right? This one's gonna be hard to push for. We're making distance toward this. Obviously, 2 more researches, 2 more technologies is not going to be a big problem. And we are 7 points of population off of our first agrarian star, which at our current rate of growth is only a few turns, probably. Actually, where's my, okay. Yeah, we're 2 turns off of filling the meter, so that's going to solve that problem right there, in addition to making us even more powerful. I feel like we are in a great position right now. So now, our primary concern is not screwing it up, and also, you know, it might be good to actually have a standing military, in case one of the other players decides that we need to be prevented from winning. So we'll build some longbows or something once once Angkor Wat is finished. But on the whole, yeah, I'm feeling like very positive about our position. And for the most part, people seem to be reluctant to engage in a big war. Obviously, anybody who goes to war with us is also kind of going to war with the Olmecs, and hopefully that'll be good enough to dissuade people. Okay, new trade deals. People are buying access to my lead. That makes sense. We successfully plundered that neutral spawn, and hey, what do you know? 3 points of population. We may end up getting getting that agrarian star before we even fire that ability. So, how are things going with you guys? We do have the ability to buy you out. I bought out the other one already, right? Yeah, there's no reason we shouldn't do this. I love having a ridiculously huge empire that might rebel on me at any moment. So let's take a moment and perhaps focus on stability. We don't have a spare administrator, so we do have to take this a little bit more seriously. So let's buy out a couple of stability buildings. Okay, so we're trending now. We are trending toward high enough that we're not going to get rebels spawning. Unfortunately, we have to just hope that we make it there without anybody getting mad. There's nothing we can really do about it. Adds Artisan's Quarter. Oh, there's a button here you can press to... That's a nice way of implementing that. Yeah, get those set up. See, again, we have this description. Grants extra resources from tiles producing the corresponding resource. I wonder if that's what that tooltip is supposed to say. Again, you know, we're like 4 full months before release here. Some stuff is in non-final states. Do we want to just buy out these artisans' quarters? We have a lot of money. We're making 500 gold per turn, and I do not know what else to spend it on. I guess, yeah, let's get these up, and then start working on... Oh, right, we can't build out because we don't have the stability yet. So I guess start working on... We're doing okay, not great on food, and pretty not great on industry. At 8 food per person, we can almost get this above 50. So maybe what we should build next should be some, you know, honestly a granary. Just making farmers more effective in the territory will be good enough for us to be able to push up above 50. Yeah, and then, and then what? We don't need anybody else to contribute to the wonder. I'm not terribly worried about people attacking us out here. In fact, I think there's a pretty good chance nobody knows this island is here except us. What are the resources output by these tiles over here? There's a lot of science to be gained in this area. So maybe we should think of this as a place where we will have a lot of researchers eventually and start building the science buildings. We don't have a ton of population right now, so the school won't be awesome. But we have the good growth. It'll get there. Yeah, work on this. It will get awesome. And we have a question, I think, about Okay, we can't do this. We don't have enough iron. We have a question of whether we want to send this horseman up here. I mean, there's no way that the horseman's going to be able to fight off a rebellion, right? Because it'll spawn 2 rebel units of at least his strength. So if we're not going to have him do that, what are we going to have him do? That's a good question. You know what? I'm going to have this boat go this way. I guess we can end the turn in deep water. And let's have these guys just poke their heads over here. We'll see if we can find another coastline, perhaps. Because we have found an awful lot of stuff close together out here. Alright, let's get that wonder that I already don't remember what it does. Successfully built a wonder, even more fame for us. Be the first to discover Kawa Ijen. Oh. Wait. Somebody that we're allied with must have discovered... I don't know how else we could be the first to discover this, right? We must have simultaneously discovered it with somebody else. Like, why can I even see that? Good question. Yep, I know. Army will be lost at sea if you don't do something about it. People got some feelings about me.
Racing.
You know what? Yes, I am cool with trade everything.
Flower. Curious to see it bloom here.
Most glorious, yes.
Perfect. Days like this, I'm glad to be alive.
This is just a whole weird conversation that is unfolding without me having any part in it. We could, I suppose, buy access to iron to make the good horse. But, like, also, at the same time, who cares? I'm not gonna bother... Well... More income means more progress toward those stars more quickly, right? How expensive would it be to... okay, that's a lot. It would take a long time for this to pay off the amount of money we spend on it, but because the stars are just for total money earned, not total money saved, any gain in income, even a very tiny one, is still positive progress. And what else am I going to use the money for? I'm going to do it. Let's buy access to a whole bunch of money-making resources, because apparently it is going to be a thing for us now that it is possible to it is now possible for us to get the money stars. Alright, I don't know how we discovered Kawa-Ijen. We got some trade deals going. And 13 population is available via Mother's Milk. We could, of course, do some Land of Plenty nonsense and annoy our neighbors, but, like, why would I not? Why would this not be the button I press? Bam. Get all that stuff. So, we're 20 population away from getting the second Agrarian Star, which is worth a hell of a lot of fame. That is definitely an exciting prospect. And honestly, 20 population, that's, like, very doable. We are now in the place where those numbers are achievable. We finally did get those numbers up. Okay, that's a lot of fish. I mean, those might be ocean, like deep ocean fish. But also, maybe that's indicative of a landmass nearby. Okay, so we desperately need buildings or districts that will allow our people to work more. We need more slots for people. +1 science per researchers is not bad, but do we have a thing available that'll give us a couple of slots here? Not really. Plus industry from mountains and stuff isn't bad in this region, but let's just build a district, right? Building a district is going to drop us... Oh, no, never mind. It's still trending upward. I was going to say it's going to drop us below 90 stability, but it will not, in fact. We have lots and lots of incoming stability. Oh, right, a hamlet. A hamlet's so good for us. And it gets exploitation from everything. So yeah, let's hamlet... Yeah, over here, man. Why can I hamlet over here? I'm not 100% clear on... let's do it here, because then we get both of these mountains, and then we can build that thing that gets us extra industry from mountains, and Yeah, maybe at some point we unlocked the ability to just build any district anywhere. We don't have to build out from. Man, did I ever have to build out from our existing territory, or was I imagining things? I think we're going to build a lot of hamlets. That's my current plan. Because yeah, we're 6 people above our. We're going to have to build a couple of hamlets in this city alone in order to just have places for people to work. Alright, now remember, farmers' quarters are better than they used to be. So, like, a farmer's quarter could potentially get us an awful lot of food if placed in the right spot. But in any place where we're desperate for places for people to work, we probably want to just throw these down. Here, I think it is totally sensible to... Yeah, this looks like it's quite a bit better output than any other place we might build it. Now see, here it says, cannot be done as adjacent tiles are not valid. There's definitely a limitation to where we can build. This is the outpost. But like, why am I allowed to build over... Oh, because we have a... an exploitation thing right there. Well, give me some more of that. And then, honestly, probably there's some pretty good yields over here, right? I do wish that the big numbers didn't obscure the tooltip so much. Yeah, +6, +2 is not bad. Let's do some of that. We'll just queue up a couple of those for this city. Here, we do need more slots. Let's build the slot building. Yo, look at this. +15, +4. So, like, here in this area, we can build just anywhere in the region. Why is that the case here, but not elsewhere? There's some stuff going on that I still don't understand. We'll keep working toward it. Eventually we will get everything. We hope. So this, yeah, seems like a pretty good build. You are at your population caps. Let's build you a hamlet as well. It's like, hey, have you considered taking advantage of all these mountains? The hamlet was a excuse me. The hamlet was a good research. We made some good progress there. Yep, building down the river seems like a pretty smart move, given all of our bonuses and everything. And then here, land is at a bit of a premium. We are 10 population, or we are 10 food per farmer, so we can definitely push this city over to 50 now. I think I'll pull one of you guys. Certainly don't want to reduce our science. And we're not nearly so desperate for places for people to work here, so... Oh, that's right. This is a maker's quarter. This is in a science building already. I was trying to figure out why I'm not getting that bonus +1 science, but it's because I already got it there. Well, frankly, yeah, just do this. Just build me even more science, and in fact, you are going to need more science still beyond that. So yeah, see, in this city, I can't just build anywhere I want. We might build a hamlet over... Oh, you can build a hamlet at... That's what it is. It's the hamlet. Does it say that on the hamlet anywhere? No, it does not make it super clear that this is a thing you can build anywhere, but that's another benefit of the hamlet, is that it can just go anywhere. Well, that seems fantastic. What a great building. Yeah, let's queue up another hamlet over here to take advantage of this, the science tile, the big crater. Is it, like, considerably more expensive than other districts? 223 compared to... Okay. Yeah, so I'm assuming these are actually 111.5, and so the hamlet is exactly twice that. And it doesn't give any resources natively, but because you can build it away from your main settlement, you can have it grab a whole lot of tiles, and it gives you all the worker slots. This seems, like, incredibly good. It is definitely going to be less good than a district that you've specialized toward in some circumstances, but on the whole, seems incredibly good. Alright, and again, I do wish that I could zoom out just a little bit further without activating low detail mode, but on the whole, things are going pretty well, I think. Alright, even more population, even more research. What did we get from guilds? Why was I researching guilds? I've already forgotten. Trade insurance. Oh, sure. A lot of our money's coming in through trade. The commodity market, which is pretty whatever. The saboteur. Close combat unit. Cannot be seen except by adjacent units. Okay, so run this guy into enemy territory and, like, ransack things. And that's cool. And the ability to plant trees. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing. We should make sure we grab Seafaring Mastery, because I do want to be able to grab 3-masted ship as quickly as possible in the next era. Although maybe that's less important than it once seemed. Alright, and you are headed this way to explore the open borders of Orange. Alright, you're gonna have to just pull back. That's not gonna work. Alright, so what do we need here? We're at 70%. We could certainly push higher. We could, I suppose, just, like, have a festival. Let's throw ourselves a public ceremony. I guess, though, probably the right thing to do is, I'm assuming we're already way safe on food. I mean, we can always be filling the agrarian bar faster. +2 food per farmers, it's like fine. Am I allowed to build... Yeah, I am allowed to build the watermill here. We're only at 29 industry. I think I'm going to build this even though we don't get any industry from rivers, just because I want the 2 worker slots. I like the fact that just having population is not itself super powerful. You also have to have a place to put the population. What's up with you guys? Why are we getting feelings from you? Oh, because they bought access to some of our resources. Okay. That is fine. Fine by me. Please continue to pay. Yeah, we're getting like 1,000 gold per turn now just from having a huge number of resources and people always wanting to buy access to them. So the first merchant star is real far away still, but in terms of just like the raw amount of gold, but in terms of number of turns, we're going to be there real soon actually. Definitely before we leave the era. Alright, Seafaring Mastery is clear, and now we need a new tech. Yep, population gain. All of my ships are in danger. That's right. We're just taking the short route. Is all. You guys probably ought to just come back. So I'm gonna end your turn right here, and next turn we're gonna move out 2 tiles. Unfortunately, because it's not a real naval unit, it doesn't have a lot of vision. So we're gonna have to accidentally end up really close to the coast in order to get much benefit there. I mean, it feels like building hamlets all over the place is probably the smart move here. One thing that I'm not 100% clear on, and we'll have a chance to test in the real near future, is whether a hamlet, once built, then allows me to build the normal adjacency required districts off of it. Like I said, we'll get a chance to find out real soon. Absorb cities. You can use your cities, you can merge cities into each other to create mega cities. Improved garrisons, the trebuchet. What do we get down here at Furnace Steel? Okay, so an improvement to your Maker's Quarters. We don't really have that many Maker's Quarters, so that's not amazing. Militia units getting an extra veterancy level probably is pretty significant, but I don't actually know exactly how much effectiveness you get from veterancy. Okay, let's get alchemy. So how many more turns do we think we're going to be in this era? I bet we can get this star before too much longer. We probably have a while yet, huh? I mean, we're currently, like, hauling ass on Builder Stars. We're going to get that soon. We're going to get that in probably about 7 turns, right? Oh, even faster than that. Okay, so we'll get this in, like, 4 or 5 turns. Probably, like, yeah, 5 to 6 turns is a more reasonable estimate. So that'll put us at... We probably won't have this just yet, but we'll get our second agrarian star shortly afterward because our agrarian bar is filling. So in the next 5 to 6 turns, I'm estimating we'll have one of these, one of those, one of these, and one of these. And that would be enough to push us over. So we're probably not going to be in this era all that much longer. Obviously, if we can make this scientist star happen, that would probably be a good idea because the 3rd star is worth an awful lot. Yeah, maybe we finish this and then we just grab a bunch of the cheapest techs we have left, early research stuff. I think that makes some sense. Oh, we get to benefit from green science again. Oh, the osmosis event disappeared. Shoot, I don't know. Well, shoot, I don't know what happened there. We did not gain a tech from it. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we met the conditions for a cultural osmosis science event to happen, but then there weren't any technologies left that they had that we didn't. I could see that being the case. The struggle for dominion. The capital is the Empire's true seat of power, but now other cities with energetic populaces rise to prominence. Their leaders and other influential figures want sway over the Empire's affairs, and the question of who wields power must be answered. Show me this new civics. Oh, I actually don't have the point for this yet. So we'll get an administrator either way, and then it's about, like, movement toward this thing. I think I like the idea of a small council over instituting an autarky, and then also, you know, obviously, we sure could use more administrators. So we know what we will take when we get there. It's just a matter of getting the civics point. And our empire stability is actually really good. I do feel like that's a thing I haven't really put a ton of effort into, but like part of the reason our empire stability is really solid is because of the large number of goods we have access to, right? 43 from base value, 20 from districts. Of course, this city is kind of a bad example because this city has a wonder in it. 14 from our ideology. Which ideology do we have that is providing stability? Oh, yeah, one of these gives something. Here we go. So yeah, we are pressed in this direction a little bit. More than I would like to be, honestly. And then it says plus 30 from unknown. But that's gotta be the, Oh, also the fact that our growth is really good everywhere is obviously helping. But plus 30 from unknown, that's gotta be from our luxuries, right? Yeah, it looks like each different type of luxury gives 5 stability, not each individual deposit that you're benefiting from. But that's a lot. That offsets a lot of stuff. And it is worth noting that even with all of that being true, we're still having some significant problems, like in this city up north, which was real low. Never mind, everything's fine now. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Stability might not be a big problem. So we just built a hamlet, right? Let's... Oh no, sorry, this city built a farmer's quarter off of an existing thing. So this is not a good place to test. What do we want to do here? We're not close to having enough people to fill out our slots right now, so... I do think we should have somebody working science. We should be definitely very committed on science, and then we should... Oh, we didn't even have a school here? There's 16 population in this city. What am I doing? Give me all of the science buildings. Down here, do we have all the science stuff here? We do not. Population was not as good here before, so I get why I was slow on that one. And then somehow we got 3,300 gold. So I guess I'm gonna buy out some of this stuff. Okay, there we go. Let's move 2 more people over to science. Let's make sure this is capped out. I feel strongly about that. And then we're trending upward in stability already. I guess here's a good place where we could start building units. We want to be careful because we don't want to spend too much population. And I wonder where the population will tend to come out of. But I do feel like we should have a full set of archers, and we'll just build these. We did not successfully research our unique unit yet. Is that right? Where are those guys? The longbowman is on war summons. Well, let's make that the next priority. And then, yeah, we'll just grab like fortifications and siege tactics, and that'll be how we get that research star. That should be pretty fast. So go ahead and start building archers. We certainly have the money available to upgrade them once they are constructed. In fact, build me at the very least one full army of archers. Is this telling me that this is going to be... Okay, I think it's telling me that they're going to be one turn each, not that all of this will get done in one turn, because the progress bar underneath this guy is not completely full. So he's less than a turn of the city's production, but he will not be finished next turn. Okay, and then, yeah, we should probably get like 2 or maybe even 3 armies worth of archers up, just for safety. Alright, even more population. Boats are nervous. People are buying my resources, as they should.
Hail, friend. I have a notion which would benefit us both.
Oh, is this the last player? Have we now actually met everyone?
I like you. I
Yes.
Magnificent! The future beckons.
Wait, you're the liege of one empire? Oh. Purple is your vassal. What does that actually mean? Do we have access to the vassalage relationship? Can we... No, this might be a thing you have to do a research to have access to. So I don't know exactly what the mechanical effect of that is. I hate to be like this, but we sort of don't have to know. We can kind of just, you know, go on doing our thing. So yeah, you guys just hang out for a turn. So do we just sail into the unknown? No, probably not. Yeah, we need a real boat over here. I need to build another real boat. Okay. Here, we did just build a hamlet. So, yes, you can build out off of a hamlet to get more districts out. That's bananas. That seems so good. So, wait, why would we lose so much food? Plus 7 food for exploitation. We're getting some bonuses because it's a river. It's not clear to me. We should be just getting the exploitation of the tile, shouldn't we? Is when you build a district on top of a tile, it completely replaces the tile's existing yield with the district's yield? Is that right? Doesn't seem right. I don't think that's how that works. Here, we'll experiment. This says 7 right now. Let's see what it says after we build this farmer's quarter. I'm wondering if the prediction tooltip is just wrong, is what's happening. Okay, yeah, I definitely want to build a hamlet out over here to get access to these mountains. That seems like a great idea. And then I'm not going to spend a ton of money right now, because we're gonna do a whole bunch of archer upgrades, and that's probably going to be expensive. And then after Mohenjo-Daro finishes building that hamlet, I think this is where we'll make some more archers, because boy oh boy, do we have population in this city. We are a mere 8 points of population off that second agrarian star, with 5 turns left on our agrarian meter. Yeah, we're definitely not era transitioning until we have until we fire the agrarian meter again. Oh, hey, civics, cool. Show me my civics thing. Let's enact the small council. Alright, so a small reduction in the resource output of the capital, and a big increase in the resource output of everywhere else. We're being culturally dominated in one of our regions by green. Their cultural output is quite strong. They're really giving us a run for our money, even though we have spent a lot of effort making sure we're making lots of influence. This is a system I don't fully grasp the implications of. Alright, and then we want to install that administrator somewhere. Do we want to do it up here so that we can make military units in one of these cities? Honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea. Like, get the ability to make ships in Garama. I'm into it. How is Garama doing food-wise? Garama could use a little bit more food. There we go. And as much as I like science, I'm wondering if maybe we should move this over. You know, we have so much money. Yeah, I'm not going to stress about it right now. Let's let the archer upgrades happen, and then we'll figure out how much money we have available to spend upgrading, just buying out buildings and cities. Pox on the wind. Oh, this is bad. Today, the Empire spans many cities and enjoys a period of peace. However, while citizens worry less about the horrors of war, other fears prey on their minds. The citizens are afraid, the city squares rife with hearsay. Rumors across the land speak of a terrible malady laying entire communities to waste, the sufferers bloodied and bedridden. What will you do? So we could lock down, cities get stability, we get some authority, or we could ignore it. Any imposed cure might be worse than the disease, says the people who value tradition to a dangerous degree. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, listen, we'll survive minus 10 industry. I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about is my people. What do you want? You want...
to get your heart racing.
I don't know that there's a lot of benefit to this proposal for me. I don't see why I would do that. What would be the benefit? So what are you guys going to do? Kind of nothing, right? Like, there's kind of not anything interesting even available to you. Okay, wasn't Mohenjo-Daro supposed to... Oh, right, we just lost 10 industry everywhere. I was going to say, weren't they supposed to be done with their thing? Well, okay, you can build my archers. That's fine. So, we now have the ability to make these upgrades happen. Let's make these upgrades happen. Oh, that's not expensive at all. Alright, and then we go buy some stuff out, right? So, let's start with this. And then I also would love a boat. Where is boats? Boy, that would take a really long time for you to build, naturally. Fortunately, we have all of the money in the universe. So you're already trending toward a very good value on stability. We don't need to worry about that too much. Let's buy out, like, a playhouse, and then city doesn't have a lot of population, so the school is certainly not a very high priority. What do we want here? I suppose, with this city being so far out, maybe defenses in the outer buildings would be a good idea. Or defenses in the outer cities. Oh, you don't need to be there anymore. That harbor was very effective. So when we built the harbor out, it grabbed a bunch of the tiles around it. I still don't 100% understand how this works. It grabs all of the shallow water tiles within 2 of it, it looks like. I do wish that was depicted in some way in the description for the harbor. But yeah, we'll do that again. That seems okay. Would it get the science from this building? It's not saying in the yield that it would. Alright, let's just do this. That's a hell of a lot of food. Even more food for the meter. And I may as well just buy it right out. Yep, okay, and it grabs all the shallow water nearby. Okay. Oh, right. This wouldn't be included in the yield because this tile is already being worked by the city. What's that? What am I thinking? Alright, so we got some good coverage here. And then we kind of need to just wait for the population to grow before a lot of these buildings are actually going to be any good. We could grab another district, I suppose. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's put up a There's not really a lot of compelling tiles out here, though. How about a fishmonger? It's a little bit of extra money. We have a couple of those harbors up already. Modify unit production cost down by a 5% doesn't seem good enough for you to build a building for it. No, sure, work on this. Be working on this. And you guys, this is definitely a place where we have a lot more sensible building to do. So yeah, I was gonna say, we can definitely just build into the mountains over here. There are lots of places where a Maker's Quarter ought to be real powerful. Alright, we're out here just producing people at such a rate, such an incredible rate. So that was our Science Star. Next turn we get Agrarian Star 2. We are going to get this probably... Is this next turn? This is definitely next turn. Yeah. Movement into the next era is going to be immediate. And we don't really need to change anything terribly. I guess for the moment I'm just going to have you come back over here and chill in the city. Alright, we will sail west from here next turn. This boat only takes damage from being in deep water for multiple turns. And then, yeah, I guess we pick up whatever we think is going to actually be really valuable next. Furnace steel, I suppose? Yep, there's 5 population. Here's a whole bunch of air stars. So we can move up now, but we're waiting one more turn, obviously. We're waiting at least one more turn. It might even be more than that. We'll see. Because you guys can just be sentry mode. It might even be more than that because of the fact that the push through our agrarian thing probably will not get us all the way to here. Right? It's going to give us about half of the distance to that 3rd star, but that 3rd star is worth 300 fame. So we should get it if we can. You guys are just headed to there. Okay, there's shallow water. We won't even take any damage. We're not population locked yet. I sort of want to build districts. Right, there's so much terrain here that is so valuable. Let's go ahead and grab the mountain. Picking up mountains wherever we can seems like a real good idea. Especially since we have a building that makes mountains even more effective once we have them. We could harbor up here somewhere, I suppose. There's a fair amount of food to be earned, now that I understand how the harbor works. Yeah, let's do it here. Alright, so first of all, let's see how many... We get 5 points of population naturally, just through natural growth. Another osmosis event. Alright, that gave us furnace steel. People are continuing to buy our resources. Now everybody has access to them. So we press this, and then where does that put us on that star? We are 12 points of population off. I think we can get that. We're going to hang out in this era a little bit longer. We're not... Oh, no, I was going to say we're not likely to get any other stars while going for that, but we can get this second builder star. We only need 3 more districts. I think we're working on 3 districts right now, aren't we? Well, that harbor won't finish... I mean, it'll finish whenever we want it to. We have the money. We will get that. We will get that builder star. So yeah, we're going to end up massively, massively ahead on fame. We have left everyone else in the dust. Our engine is online. Well, I see. Multiple unclaimed territories. So in theory, at this point, the other players probably, from a strategic standpoint, should come at us, right? They have very little chance of surviving if they don't get me right now. But I think it might be too late, honestly. We have the ability to buy an army, like, whenever we want, pretty much. I think they let us get strong for too long. I'm not going to worry too much about buying this out. They'll get done as they get done. We don't need that to be any faster. There's not a ton of valuable territory left in this region that we're not already exploiting. And we could, like, hamlet down here to get control of the river. Yeah, that seems fine. That seems no better than fine, but definitely fine. So, 5 more population. Uh-oh. Is this true? Because we get this notification sometimes when it is not true. The city did lose a growth level. Oh, we're out of farmer space. Sure. Let's solve that problem. So do we have a farmer building, or am I going to have to build a district? I'm going to have to build a district, it looks like. Okay, well that can happen. Do I want it to be... I probably want it to be a hamlet, right? Because we want to get all of these science tiles over here. So let's just buy the hamlet. I mean, we'll buy the school too, why not? Hooray! We got that era star. And then we move you over onto food, and that... Oh, right. Just building the district got us there. In fact, we could pull 2 people off of food now. And put them on science. Yeah, man, this is good. Plus 10% science? Hell yeah. City's producing... I guess it's not like a huge amount. In any case, I purchase it. But what about even more science? Tell me about the can science more. Okay, maybe let's take it easy now. So, what are we building next? I don't know, probably this thing. Probably more science. But we'll stop buying everything out for a second here. Let's have some money. Alright, you guys are also in sentry mode. Sentry mode. So now we have some functional units. Actually, should I try to get those guys over here? We're not going to be able to make the distance right now. We need better transport ships before we can do that. I'm not actually sure how we solved that problem. Did we see a research that gives better transport? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, you're in my territory. You can be upgraded. Let's do that. And then there's plenty of tiles down here yet. Probably it makes some sense to... Oh, actually, it probably makes sense to build another hamlet, because we are still, like, desperate for places for people to work. Yeah, we'll grab the rest of the river tiles over here. Yeah, this city's growth is completely out of control. The fact that we constantly have a whole bunch of people on food. So you can see here, a big population is eating a ton of food in this city. 108 food just from population consumption. And then I guess you pay a significant food penalty from not having enough slots for people to work in, which makes sense. They want your city growth to cap if you're not providing worker slots. But we just have so much food per person and so many people in the city that we're still overriding that penalty. So if I do this, we're no longer losing a huge amount of food from overpopulation. I mean, I'm sure this thing is not 100% updating in real time, but yeah, you can see we're now at 100 food output. Sure, more farmers' quarters. And I mean, another downside of the hamlet, of course, is that the hamlet is not providing adjacency bonuses to anything. It still seems very, very good, though. We don't necessarily need the stability per researcher so much. That's fine. That's fine for now. And then, yeah, research the one thing you are allowed to research. Are we actually done? We are. We are actually out of researches at this point. So another reason for me to push forward, but, you know, there's all this fame just sitting right here. We'll probably get it next turn. We didn't. We only got 5 pop. Well, we'll get it the turn after that. We will sit idle on science for 1 turn. The first priest of medicine. The Empire's aptitude for science is well known, especially in light of the well-respected alchemist workshops that are springing up in our cities. Now the renowned medical scholar Ibn Sina, learning of Mohenjo-Daro's world-leading faculty in science and interest in medicine, wants to complete his magnum opus in the city, for a price. How will you offer recompense? I will give you money, sure, I don't need this money. Welcome aboard, my dude. So the economic axis moves toward individualism, which I'm fine with. Yeah, that doesn't... I don't have any strong feelings about that particular axis. Oh, this is actually quite a large landmass. How far are we from the other empires that we know about? I think this might be a 3rd continent. Very interesting. I can't wait to get faster ships. Alright, here's a question. Am I allowed to build off of the harbor? No. Okay, the harbor does not give me adjacency bonus for... Oh, I'm not... That's not the city I'm building from. That would probably be why that didn't work. This doesn't seem bad. Yeah, we'll do this, and then do we have a logging camp in this city already? We don't, but it'll become really good. So we will. And you... So this is a harbor, right? Yeah, we can test here. Yes, the harbor does provide adjacency. You can properly build off a harbor. Well, we probably just want to build another harbor, though, right? Yeah, we can take advantage of another huge swath of ocean tiles. The fact that the ocean tiles are not any good... yeah, we don't need to do that, right? We have a new button, because we have the ability to fold cities into each other now. Yeah. Let's get that Era Star, shall we? There it is. So, we are cool to move on now with nearly double the fame of 2nd place. Nobody else is on our level of population output for sure. And that's going to limit their ability to be on our level with any other kind of output either. So, the Dutch. Money from traders in all cities, that's not very compelling. We are producing enough money that this affinity would be sensible, but I think we probably either want to stay agrarian or go science or influence. Our science output is like bananas. So money for naval trade routes, money for harbors. This is a lot of money. And then a ship that has 4... I wish that the conveyor trait told you what degree of... how much increased movement speed, but this replaces your naval transport with a 41 strength 4 movement unit. That does seem incredibly good. The Dutch are definitely one you take partially, at least mostly, for the unit. Here we have an agrarian, +2 for food per farmers on all cities, pretty strong. +1 food per farmer, +2 food per adjacent farmer's quarter with a farmer slot on it. That's an okay district. And a very fast-moving 4-range rifle unit. Fights at full strength when defending against close-range attacks. Cannot be seen except by adjacent units. Yo, this is terrifying. I do not want to play against this guy. +4 science on lake and coastal water. Ooh. Okay, that might be the winner for us. We have so much coastal water. The district is +3 science per adjacent exploitation. So just +3... I guess is a tile still exploitation if you've built a district on it? It might only count as exploitation if it's near your district but empty. In either case, this seems like a very, very good district. And then... increased movement speed in battle and has bonus combat strength against adjacent targets. Seems like a really good unit, very high resource cost. I don't even... what is that? What is that 2nd resource? Do we know what that is? I don't think we've seen that. Here we have an influence one again. Lots of extra civics points in case you've figured out how to unlock more civics than we have. Grand Tea House gives influence. And yeah, this is where we're going to see a lot of the terrifying ranged units coming into play. Plus 5% industry for a number of culturally controlled territories on the capital. Oh, that's really interesting. I mean, that would be pretty great for us. Plus 2 industry. I don't know why I keep mousing over it. Like, it's the same text over here as it is there. Plus 2 industry per worker in this city. Plus 1 influence per adjacent religious district. Plus 2 industry per worker is a big deal. And another elephant unit. You know, just put a gun on the back of an elephant. I'm sure the elephant will love that. This seems less meaningful than some of the other legacy abilities we've seen. Big faith output, that's cool. Janissaries have bonus combat strength when participating in an assault. I'm assuming a sortie is when your city is attacking people who are sieging it. Your defensive force sorties out and engages them. 20 fortification on garrisons, that seems real powerful if you're in a war. If you are concerned about having to defend your cities, which obviously we are not. Oh wow, when charging the target doesn't retaliate, you get a one-sided melee attack on charge. That seems very, very powerful. Especially if you end up with an army that has a couple of these guys, and you can do that enough times to kill a unit in a turn without taking any damage, and then your enemy has to run into your full-strength army. The Spanish are all about expansion, what a surprise. 3 combat strength on units starting their turn in non-allied territory, yep. Yep, they have a mechanical identity, huh? Generates additional money from winning battles and ransacking. Plus 3 influence on districts, just all districts. Yeah, I think we're probably going to go science. We've gotten our science output so high because we have so much population now. That even though that's going to mean that a lot of our food is wasted because we no longer have the agrarian bar to fill in, I think we're probably going to get a lot more fame by pushing the science stars really fast. Plus 1 influence per trade route, a district that gives influence and more influence for market quarters. And then here again, I wish I knew what much higher combat strength meant. They should put the numbers in the tooltips. But yeah, a 6 movement ship that is really good at coastal fighting obviously has a lot of value. I'm thinking right here. This is so powerful. Almost all of our territory is coastal, and then we have a couple of tiles, or a couple of territories that are entirely coastal water. That's gotta be the move. Alright, so we'll change over next, at the end of this turn. Who are you? Not close enough to see. Can I see from here? No. Well, that's a shame. And what are you gonna do? So we already built the hamlet over there. We've got most of the mountains, but if we built another hamlet down here, we could get the other 2. I say let's do it. Yeah, man, the hamlet's nice. What a nice thing.
Geography, cartography, algebra, optics, astronomy. It's a time of discovery and exploration. But discoveries are not made solely by traders and adventurers. Those who explore with ships and caravans would go in circles without those who explore with pens and parchment.
Alright, so we didn't end up building any of our English special district. We're just really not being threatened. Honestly, I don't even necessarily think that those archers were necessary. So, welcome to a new era where our population continues to grow at an absurd speed. And look at it. Look at all the science. All those harbors we built are so good now. Jesus Christ. So what's the scientist affinity do? Can set cities into science mode. All industry and money are converted into science for 5 turns. Unlocks action Convert to Science on Empire. Okay. Oh, and we can research stuff from the next tech era. Or at least we could if the next tech era were in the game, which it is not. So, feels like we probably oughta I'm looking at the last era stuff. I was like, why are these all done already? So yeah, create a city with a package of infrastructure stuff already built. Okay, lots of detail on the infrastructure, built-in infrastructure effects. I like that. Obviously, this is not great, but mostly what we're looking for here is the administrator and the caravel. And then we should get through these pretty quickly. Okay, so saltpeter. This is that resource. Let's get that. It seems important. And like movable typeface? You know what? Gunpowder comes after movable type. Alright, we're going to burn through these things real fast. So this is just purple. Do we know anything about purple's land or buildings? We do not. Oh, purple... Okay, no, we totally do. Purple stuff is way over here. So this is not indicative of a nearby city. Probably this is just a scout. Well, continue looking around then. By the time this guy actually gets vision of this player's lands, we're not really going to need it anymore. So, let's have a look at this thing. How does this thing function? It would give us 15 food here. And this is indeed 5 spaces where we will be exploiting, but there is not a district. Right here we would only get +6. So yeah. It's +3 science for each tile that you are exploiting adjacent to it that is not districted. That seems like a pretty okay place to put one of those. And then over here, are we getting these water tiles? We're totally not. Harbor. Get me harbor. Yeah, 51 science. That sounds okay. Why don't you grab me a quick 51 science? Although honestly, like compared to the amount of science output that we actually have, 50 is not even that great. The game ends in 46 turns. Earn as much fame as you can. Okay, I'm on it. I'm working on it. So, we need 2 technologies to get that first star. Yeah, we're going to cap these out so fast. One of the many, many, many benefits of having a really absurdly huge population. So we should try to take some more islands, I guess. Try to take some stuff over. I should look at those naval techs and see if we get the ability to improve our transport ships. Because right now we're gonna have trouble taking anything else over. There's water territory that we're not running yet. Yeah, let's do this. And we could buy all the harbors out. I guess we probably should. I have 5,000 gold. Oh, also, a wonder. Yeah, let's talk about wonders. So, the Machu Picchu. Redistribute 50% of food from this city to all cities. That's really cool, and maybe a little bit more interesting for us now, now that we have all of this extra food. Because in any city where we're over 50 food, we're just wasting the excess now, because we don't have an overflow bar for it. Plus 50% money on reliable city. Big production toward any shared project. And this is just a lot of faith. So none of these are great for us. And the fact is, the idea of sharing food off of a city to use your surplus in some way is cool, but we are also over 50 in all of our cities at the moment, so I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make faith. Maybe get another. We could probably get another science bonus out of our religion. We're not that far off of hitting the next threshold on that. So, where do we wanna put that in a place where we have lots of districts? Am I allowed to build a second wonder in this city? Is that a thing they will let me do? Yes. Yes, of course it is. Well then let's do it then, shall we? I guess it doesn't really matter where we put it, probably. We'll put it next to the harbor. It'll be a weird naval cathedral. Okay. And then we have a lot of cities that we can assign to just help out with that. do we want to do another harbor here? Because the extremely weird shape of the coast means that we're not yet working all of the water. So let's see. We do have a harbor there already. That stuff's getting worked. Yeah, let's do this too. And who else is doing stuff? We should probably buy some of these things out, right? Get you helping on that. We could burn population for it, but obviously that's not ideal. We have a harbor here, so we're working all this. This city has plenty of unworked coast tiles because we built the harbor all the way in the corner. So let's definitely get that. Shotogai does not have any actual coastline, but we could still buy these out and then put you to work on this. Lothal, oh, I spent all my money, so never mind, let's just keep going. How are we doing on agrarian stars? Out of curiosity, we are still 40 population off of the first agrarian star. Yeah, we're doing well, but you gotta do like really, really well. Also, look at the amount of money on the merchant stars now. What? Why is that like that? Whose idea was that? Alright, got our 3-masted ship. Are you actually not growing? Or am I being deceived again? Oh, you did drop down? Okay. Solve that problem. We got a civics point. Okay, we don't have a spare civic though, right? Like, yeah, we don't have a thing that we know, unfortunately. This is just a problem with not knowing how those things are unlocked. So we do have quite a bit of saltpeter once we unlock the tech for that. Let's just have a little bit of a look around. Pitch in on this. Okay, I should, before I forget, do we want to have a quick look at... So this is our thing. This is just a new ship. So it looks like maybe there's not another transport ship. There's no native improvement to the transport ship, which is going to make it very awkward for us to claim any more territory out here. Because... Here, let me put our dude in the water and see if maybe I upgraded it without realizing it at some point. Well, it does say 3 movement. So with 3 movement, could we make the... Can we make this crossing? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2... Yeah, okay. So we'll send him down here. He can set up some outposts. Not that it is likely to matter a huge amount. You know what? No, just let me manage your movement. Let's manage his movement each turn, because I'm worried he's going to sink himself if we don't do it that way. Alright, everybody's building stuff. You could get this done and then this done and then start building stuff. We could kick a bunch of our cities into science mode, I suppose. I don't know that we need to, frankly. But I guess, you know, it would be more fame. Alright, more population, more typefaces, knowledge is power. Apparently that was a world deed. That's good. We needed more fame. What's up? The Khmer went to war with the Olmecs. So if I demand that they surrender, and they refuse, then I'm at war with them. How dangerous do we think that is? They don't have an attitude modifier for being stronger than us. And they also don't have the attitude modifier for thinking that we're stronger than them. So it's possible that this would actually be dangerous. It's possible that they could actually fight us. And certainly, at the very least, our boat that's over there would be in some trouble. I'm going to make the demand. How dare you? Surrender to them immediately.
You will change your ways.
I will not stand for this.
And they have counter-demanded that we break our alliance.
Desist. Or
The grievance has been forgiven? Wait, has it? Did they... So we're looking at them at Brown, but it's zoomed in on Black's territory. I'm not 100% clear on... Okay, I mean, they're still at war. Well, I'm not going to break my alliance. These guys have been my friends for the whole game. Okay, so we might have to engage in some stuff next episode. The heresy of science. Are we mere animals? Word spreads that natural philosophers are conceiving theories regarding the providence of life itself. To imagine that men and beasts might have shared common ancestors would be an affront to many, and cause a revolution in the way people view themselves. These theories could undermine the realm's official faith, and, by extension, your authority. What is your position on this matter? My position on this matter is that a lot of people have maybe an unfairly negative view of non-human animals. Interesting. So this'll force an outcome on the scientific facts civic, which we don't have. And so we don't actually know what the outcome of that is. So this will move us toward tradition, and this will move us toward progress. I mean, I think we want to move toward progress, right? Like, we've converted into a hard science empire. We must recognize the progress we can make by adopting these ideas. You know, the truth. By adopting the truth. I have strong feelings about it. Okay, yeah, so at some point we upgraded our supply ships, or we upgraded our transport ships, and I just didn't notice. Hey look, the Colossus. Not exactly of roads. So it's probably not super safe for you to go... Here, I'm gonna have these guys turn around, and we'll go up this way. I can't interact with this, because this is a territory that's actually owned by Orange. So those guys are not making an actual city. Man, coastal water sure is good now. Alright, we do have a notification on you guys. So I suppose we could do a surprise war. The thing is, there's not really any benefit to me for doing that. Like, we absolutely win the game by just sitting over here and continuing to do the thing we're doing. So let's do that, but I will defend Brown if any of the other players' stuff shows up. So we're doing real well on this. We're going to get that second scientist star pretty quickly. This is coming along. This is a lot of districts. Like, we make districts. We make them quickly and frequently, but I don't know if we're going to get that. That seems like a lot. Alright, this is probably where we ought to call it for this episode, and thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, later today, I'm committed, this is what we're doing, we might actually finish this game. And we'll see you then.